Okay, this is a tips and tricks kind of thing real quick. People are asking, how do you use var more than once? Like let's say we have our profile and in our URL breakdown, okay, we want to use a var more than once. A guy said, I want to use this particular geo-targeting var, for example, in one folder here, and also I want to use it again somewhere else in this URL breakdown in another folder. But of course, you cannot add var 9999 twice. It only allows you to use a var once, and then after that, you cannot use it again. So how could he get this, or she, get this to show up more than once on here? Here's the best way to do that. I'll just show you. If we go into, and I'm calling it the var 3 right now, it's just something I'm working up to show you a different video. But let's say I go to my var sheet, and this is my var 9999. So I want to use this entire column more than once. And of course, wherever it says Agora Hills, California in the one case, it needs to say it again. But that's what I want to do. In order to use it more than once, this is basically the set of steps I need. Let me just go ahead and insert, okay, and then I'm just going to copy this and paste it in here. Paste. That way I have two of these. Now I just need to make sure to give this a new var number, and let me see, I think var1 might even be open. I may not have one, so let me do a control F to find and look for var1, and I'll find all in the entire line. That's what I did, was highlight the whole row so that I could find within that row a var1. Well, I'm looking at all my values here for the vars, and I'm seeing var1 everything else, but not a var1 simply. And so I know that var1 seems to be free. I have not used it anywhere, not even at the very end. When I was, doing whatever extra stuff I might do by the end of the file if I put extra things in the end of the file. All right, so I'm just going to make this var1. And again, it doesn't matter where these vars are. They do not have to be in any particular order. You just cannot use a var more than once on the CSV sheet, although of course you can use these any number of times each on the actual HTML page. Now, if I'm going to do that, I want to make sure that these things line up. Again, if I see it using this, I want it to use that. If it's going to use that, it better use that and not mix and match, right? Unless there's a reason for the mix and matching, but not in this case, I would think. So just use your brackets. And that way, whenever you go producing your runs, it's going to start with the first ones. It always will start with the first ones and go its route down. So if you want to do fewer sets of pages at a time, then just do them one state at a time or something. Some people might even take the opportunity to go into, and where do we have it? I have to actually step back because I kind of rearrange things here. Not there. There. Okay, and we had related files and instructions, all city-state combinations. Nothing stops you from doing something like this, copying this and just pasting it a few times, however many, 50 say, and go into each one of these and kill all the states that aren't the one you're after, that kind of thing. So you get a list for each state. That's for all the geo-targeting and stuff you might want to do, such that you can geo-target by state. That's a good way to go. Delete. You can do that anytime you want and just have it for yourself. Another way to go about it too, and this is quite useful as well, is when you look up a list of cities near some major city. List of cities near, and it could be Houston, it could be Chicago, and there's going to be these lists, okay? And you can literally just copy them to a text file, turn it into, you know, if I paste this into a text file, control, then I just have to go through some little routines, to clean up the spacing and so forth, and actually make this something I can paste in right here, for example, and therefore also right there, and kill literally everything else that comes below it. Just delete shift cells up, and that's very easy to do. Now, if you're going to do this, then of course, what do you need to also do? There's one last thing you need to also do, and that obviously is we need to have a var1 physically on our index page, right? So if it's there, it needs to be on any index pages that reference that thing. So all we do is edit, and any one of these var 9999, since it's going to be exactly the same as the var1, I can replace any one of them once. That's it. Now I satisfied the criteria of having that var on this sheet. And I can do the exact same here. Edit any one of these. It doesn't matter which one because they're going to come out the same unless I did something different with them. And there you have it. They actually show up, and that's fine. Now all I have to do is open my profile and load it up. And that way I can go to the next tab and I can refresh my vars, and it's probably going to be the last one in the list. There it is. Close. It's almost the last one in the list. And I can move it in here and I can stick it where I would like it, and there you see it. I have twice, or I have the same var twice, and that's all I needed to do. And so you can do that with any number of different vars that you want to use more than once in your URL breakdown. That's the way to pull it off. Just make sure that whatever var you have, you make a copy of it, give it a name that's not taken already, and then just simply use brackets so that they both match up. Again, do the bracketed items have to be next to each other? Absolutely not. Nothing stops me from doing this. I could cut this, paste it here, and I could take this, cut it, and then just insert it, and then just get rid of the blank column that unfolded. You can tell it's a blank column. Delete. And it is still satisfactory. It's still going to use the first one from here, and it's still going to use the first one from there. So there you have it. That's how that's done. It's pretty easy, really. Just make sure you save it and then close it out. And so there you go. Tip and a trick for using a var more than once in the URL breakdown. Okay.